Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a video today because I was thinking about some comments that I've been getting on a fairly consistent basis about skate fit. And these comments are something that I've noticed across all of the skate videos that I've ever put out on my channel. And I think I'm in a pretty good position to speak to it because I have had a lot more experience with custom skates than the average non-professional player, so the average rec player, whatever. I think right now to date, I've had 7 pairs of total custom skates from True, from Bauer, from CCM. So I definitely have a lot of experience in that category. And one of the main things that I've found is that there is no such thing as perfection, even when you go full custom. And, you should never expect that the skates that you order to be custom are going to show up perfectly. In fact, I've never had a pair show up correct the first time. They usually have to be remade again. And that's not because I'm picky, it's because stuff didn't get done right and it's causing pain. And so I get a lot of questions about, hey, Guitar Slinger Hockey, how much of a fit difference is there going to be between the FT6 Pros and the FT4 Pros, or the FT4 Pros and the AS5 Super Tax? There's like all kinds of questions I get like that. And so rather than going custom, because it's just super expensive and most people aren't going to do that if they're playing hockey one or two times a week in a rec league, which is totally understandable. I don't want to do that. In fact, I've had a bunch of custom skates, and anybody who asks me will know that I always try to steer them away from custom skates because it just never turns out correctly. And unless you are a pro player who is actually getting a full cast made of your foot, and that is not how they do it when you go to your local hockey shop, just so you're aware. So, this kind of topic about how to make your skates fit better, you may be somebody that is in between sizes, like maybe you have to put yourself in a size 8 skate, but really what you want is a 7 3/4 skate. But nobody makes that because they only make 7.5 and 8. So you have these issues that kind of pop up. And we also know that there are a lot of various hockey products that come out that say they're going to do one thing or do another. And these products can sometimes be good, like your basic Swedish stick handling ball, or a stick handling and shooting pad, maybe a green biscuit for stick handling and passing. We also know that there's a lot of products out there that are just straight dookie. For example, the Bauer Speed Plate, that could be either the original one or the 2.0 that I have here. Or maybe the ResTech Blade Tape Alternative, which, if you don't know, costs a lot of money. The texture wears off super fast, and then the residue is near impossible to get off when you do want to change it and put something else on. And lastly, and probably the worst product that's ever been invented for hockey, is, yes, you guessed it, wheels on a hockey bag. Okay, with all that out of the way, the product that I want to go over with you guys today is from a company called Adrenaline Sports Innovation, and the product is called Powerfoot, and they are foam inserts for the toe boxes of your hockey skates. Okay, so in order to show you what these things are and where they go, you can see here in the cutaway that there's a blue and gray foam insert, and it adheres to the top of the toe cap using adhesive tape. I've noticed that you can just kind of stick them in the toe cap without using the adhesive tape, or if it keeps falling out on you, you can just use the adhesive tape and they'll stay put for a really long time. But what is happening here is the foam is removing all of the negative space in between the top of your toes and the toe cap, and sandwiching your foot between it and the insole of your skate. So what this is basically doing is it's keeping your feet, the front part of your foot, from moving around in the boot side to side and up and down. As you know, when you skate, the more movement that you have, in your boot, the less energy that you're going to be able to produce, as well as the more general foot fatigue that you're going to experience. And one of the ways that we can remove volume is by getting smaller skates. But sometimes when we get smaller skates, we have to deal with our bare toes touching plastic, which can cause discomfort and other issues as well. Whereas having a toe insert like this will completely eliminate the pain factor of it. So it just sandwiches your foot in there, keeps you from moving, and then it adds comfort without having to deal with uncomfortable pressure of plastic. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what we're doing with it. It's keeping you stable and keeping you comfortable. Now, me in particular, I have used these inserts since maybe 2018, I'm thinking, and it's 2023 right now. I don't think I could own a pair of skates without these now. One of the things that they do in addition to removing volume is they actually do keep your feet and your toes slightly warmer. I know that was helpful for me when I was still a referee, because when you're standing around officiating rec league games, it gets pretty boring and cold because you're just standing there. So your feet do get cold. So it does help retain a little bit of that heat in your skate as well, which is a good thing in my opinion. So that's kind of the background on what these things are. Okay, so let's do a little show and tell now. So what we're going to do is I'll kind of explain how these go in and give you a little bit closer detail walk around. So got my skates, got my insoles out here. By the way, these are the Elite Hockey insoles. They're like $15. They're super garbage looking, but for whatever reason, they are the best insoles that I've ever tried. I get people asking me about these sometimes, but anyways, they're cheapos, but they work. So basically, I have my sets here that I took out recently so you can get an idea. So they have this adhesive stuff, and these are you can just kind of see how banged up these are. These have been in my skates for more than a year now, and these just recently got, I had my holders replaced, as we can see here, and these got a little bit damaged in the putting those in, so that's why I'm replacing these. And usually what I would do is I would kind of take a little bit of the tape off so it would adhere a little bit and just kind of tack it in place. This sticky glue is actually really, sticky. It will, you'd be surprised how well that holds into the top of your skate. And so I always like just tacking it in there in case I want to remove it for some reason. On the other side here, you can see where it actually keeps the impression of your toes a little bit. So you can see where my big toe would have impressed upon the foam. And that's kind of what it does over time. So I thought it'd be fun to show you guys some older used ones and kind of figure it out and just get an idea what they look like. You can also spray them down with like waterproofing sealant of some kind, like you might use on canvas waterproofing, something like that, and that'll keep the moisture out. They actually don't turn into sponges like you would think, so they're pretty, I don't know why they don't, and I don't care, but they work pretty well. So you don't have to do this you don't have to necessarily take the laces out of your skates here, but you can. So essentially, this is the way they're going to come. I didn't mention this before, but you're just basically senior and junior ones that are out there. And if you're a senior size, like I'm assuming most of you are, this will fit equally as well in your Bauer True or your CCM skates. So don't worry about buying one that's specific to the model of skate that you have. And it's going to come with a couple of things in the box. And I'm just going to kind of toss the rocks off to the side there. So you're going to get your fresh new ones here, as you can see. And then you're also, if you or if you want to take up even more volume, they have additional ones here that are thin that you can adhere and sandwich to the top of it and make it like uber volume reducing if you wanted to. And then there's some instructions here, which, you know, being a guy, you know, I'm going to read that. So basically what you do, I'm going to take these thinner ones and kind of move these off to the sides. So you're going to take your skate and you were going to go round part first, and you're just going to stick them. I have help today. And you can kind of see there that how I put them in there, but it fell down. And the reason it fell down is because I didn't have the paper pulled back for the adhesive. So what I've noticed from having these in Bauer skates and CCM skates is that you can just put these in the toe cap of a Bauer skate and just like this, and they will stay without any problem. What I've noticed in CCM skates and true skates is that you do need to use the adhesive. You also need to trim around the top here, because you can see, like on this older pair, that I've trimmed to make it, you see about how much material I've removed to get it to fit in the toe cap, because CCM has a shorter but wider toe cap than the equivalent size in Bauer per you know, says me. So that is one thing that you should know about. So who are these things even for? So this is what I would say. I'll tell you who will probably like these and who probably will not like these. So the people that will like these are folks that maybe have a tiny bit of extra room in their skates, and from a standpoint of boot length. These aren't going to change the volume of your overall skate at all. What it will do is it will force your heel back into the pocket here, and then it'll stabilize your foot in the boot. But to do that, you really can't have skates that are just so tight that the tip of the toe box is is like, if your toes are really jammed in the cap right here, you're probably not going to have the room needed for these. So if that's you, you're probably not going to like these. And if you are somebody that maybe is that, like, maybe you wear a 7.5, but you have a high volume foot like me, so you need to go with a size 8 skate, then these are going to be perfect for you. And they're just so comfortable. They're just so comfortable. I think that if you're also one of those people that not really keen on changes, and you know, a lot of hockey players don't like changing at all, which is understandable, then you're obviously not going to want to try anything new. But I had to be kind of pushed into getting this, to try this out for myself too. So admittedly, I was kind of like that at one point. But you know, I would say that this product is one of the only products that's out there that I can think of that is actually a legit kind of accessory to make your skates feel better and perform better. And you can get these for $19.99 American monies on Amazon.com. You can get them at Pure Hockey, the hockey shop source for sports. And I've seen them in a number of different Play It Again sports and random places like that. So they should be available pretty much everywhere if you want to give them a rip. You know, the worst comes to worst, you know, you take them out and toss them. Who cares, right? But I just have a feeling that if you give them a try, you'll probably like them as long as you understand what their purpose is. To date, I feel like I've only ever had one person say they didn't like them, but they never tried them. So I gave them a free pair, but they didn't really didn't really like them because they didn't try them. So I don't know, but I have a feeling if you want to give it a rip, you'll probably like it if you do have a little bit of extra room, kind of in this area of your toe caps, and your toes aren't completely jammed in the toe box. Give them a try, and I think you'll like them. Anyways, that's probably a wrap on that. So, with that said, guys, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or anything follow up, and I will do the best I can to answer it. But other than that, have a good one, and we'll talk soon.